Baker Mayfield just led the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to their second consecutive division title and the playoffs. He threw for over 4,000 yards and 41 touchdowns. He completed 71.4% of his passes and posted the highest passer rating of his career. And yet, ESPN's quarterback rankings for 2025 has Baker ranked 10th when he had better 2024 stats across the board than the likes of Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff, and Justin Herbert. For Vegas MVP odds, Baker's odd is just above Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams? What the hell is going on with Baker Mayfield? Or more accurately, why is the league still sleeping on a quarterback who's proven everyone wrong time and time again? Before we start, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. Now let's dive in. Let's rewind to where this all started. Cleveland, Ohio, 2018. The Browns select Baker first overall in the draft, ahead of Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson. The pick is met with mixed reactions. Some see the Heisman Trophy winner as a franchise savior. Others point to his lack of prototypical size. He's barely 6 feet 1 inch, and question whether his swagger crosses the line into arrogance. His rookie season silences many doubters. Taking over for an injured Tyrod Taylor in Week 3, Baker goes on to break the NFL rookie record with 27 touchdown passes in just 14 games. He completes 63.8% of his passes for 3,725 yards and leads the Browns to a 6-7 record in his starts. Remarkable for a franchise that had gone 0-16 the previous season. The future looks bright. Year 2 brings expectations and disappointment. Under new head coach Freddie Kitchens, Baker regresses significantly. His completion percentage drops to 59.4%. His touchdowns fall to 22 while his interceptions balloon to 21. The Browns finish 6-10. Kitchens is fired and the whispers begin. Maybe Baker isn't the guy after all. Then comes 2020, a season of redemption. Under new head coach Kevin Stefanski, Baker throws for 3,563 yards, 26 touchdowns, and just 8 interceptions. More importantly, he leads the Browns to an 11-5 record and their first playoff appearance since 2002. The highlight comes in the wildcard round, where Baker outduels Ben Roethlisberger, throwing for 263 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 48-37 victory over the Steelers, the Browns' first playoff win since 1994. Baker has arrived, or so it seemed. The 2021 season brings a new challenge. A torn labrum in his non-throwing shoulder suffered in Week 2. Baker plays through the injury, but his performance suffers dramatically. His completion percentage drops, his decision-making slows. The Browns finish 8-9 and miss the playoffs. After the season, Baker undergoes surgery to repair the labrum. Then comes the betrayal. In March 2022, the Browns trade for Deshaun Watson, giving him a fully guaranteed $230 million contract despite the 22 civil lawsuits alleging sexual misconduct. The message to Baker is clear. He's no longer wanted in Cleveland. After a messy public breakup, the Browns trade Baker to the Carolina Panthers for a conditional 5th-round pick. The former first overall pick, the quarterback who led them to their first playoff win in decades, is essentially given away. Carolina is a disaster. Baker starts 6 games, going 1-5 before being benched for P.J. Walker. He's eventually released mid-season, his career seemingly in free fall. The Los Angeles Rams, desperate after injuries to Matthew Stafford and John Wolford, claim Baker off waivers. What happens next becomes instant NFL legend. Baker joins the Rams on a Tuesday. 2 days later, with barely enough time to learn a handful of plays, he leads a 98-yard game-winning drive against the Las Vegas Raiders. The highlight is a perfect 23-yard touchdown pass to Van Jefferson with 10 seconds remaining. Baker completes 22 of 35 passes for 230 yards and that touchdown, despite having essentially no preparation time. It's one of the most remarkable performances in recent NFL history. Baker finishes the season with the Rams, showing enough flashes to earn another opportunity. In March 2023, he signs a 1-year, $4 million deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The expectations are rock bottom. The Bucs have just lost Tom Brady to retirement. Most analysts predict they'll be one of the worst teams in the league. Baker is viewed as nothing more than a bridge quarterback until they can draft their quarterback of the future. Instead, Baker experiences a career renaissance. He throws for 4,044 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. He completes 64.3% of his passes and 94.6 passer rating. More importantly, he leads the Bucs to a 9-8 record and the NFC South title. In the wildcard round, he outplays Jalen Hurts, throwing for 337 yards and 3 touchdowns in a 32-9 dismantling of the Eagles. The Bucs eventually lose to the Lions in the divisional round, but Baker has proven himself once again. The Bucs reward Baker with a 3-year, $100 million contract extension. It's good money, but still well below the $50+ million per year that top quarterbacks are commanding. The message from the market is clear. We still don't fully believe in you. The 2024 season is Baker's definitive statement. He throws for 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns. His completion percentage was 71.41% and passer rating of 106.8, both career highs. He leads the Bucs to a 10-7 record and another NFC South title. In the wildcard game, he lost 23-20 in a hard-fought game to the Washington Commanders and rising star Jaden Daniels. In the wildcard game, Baker completed 15 out of 18 passing attempts for 185 yards and 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. He finished with a whopping 146.5, the highest ever by a Buccaneers quarterback in a postseason game. By any objective measure, Baker Mayfield has established himself as one of the NFL's better quarterbacks. Over the past 2 seasons, he's thrown for 8,544 yards, 69 touchdowns, and 26 interceptions, along with 4 rushing touchdowns. He's led his team to back-to-back division titles and 2 playoff wins. So why is the league still sleeping on Baker Mayfield? I've identified 5 reasons, and they're all complete garbage. Reason number 1, the height bias. Baker is listed at 6 feet 1 inch, but that's being generous. He's probably closer to 6 feet flat. In a league where the prototype quarterback is 6 feet 4 inches or taller, Baker's height has always been held against him. Never mind that Drew Brees, 6 feet 0 inches, is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Never mind that Russell Wilson, 5 feet 11 inches, has a Super Bowl ring. Never mind that Kyler Murray, 5 feet 10 inches, just signed a $230 million contract. The bias persists. But here's the thing. Baker's height has never actually been a problem on the field. In 2024, he had just 4 passes batted down at the line of scrimmage, fewer than Josh Allen, 7, Patrick Mahomes, 6, and Justin Herbert, 9, all of whom are 6 feet 5 inches or taller. Baker's release point, throwing motion, and pocket awareness more than compensate for his lack of height. It's a non-issue that continues to be treated as a major deficiency. Reason number 2, the draft position curse. Being selected first overall comes with impossible expectations. Baker isn't just judged against his peers. He's judged against the ideal of what a first overall pick should be. He's not Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, so he's viewed as a disappointment even though those quarterbacks were taken after him. This ignores the fact that Baker has outperformed most first overall quarterbacks in NFL history. Through 7 seasons, Baker has thrown for 24,832 yards and 171 touchdowns. That's more touchdowns than Troy Aikman had in his entire Hall of Fame career. It's more yards than Michael Vick threw for in his 13 seasons. Among first overall picks since 2000, only Cam Newton and Matthew Stafford had clearly better starts to their careers. Reason number 3, the personality factor. Baker plays with a chip on his shoulder. He's brash, outspoken, and unapologetically himself. He planted the Oklahoma flag at Ohio State. He grabbed his crotch against Kansas. He starred in those progressive commercials where he treated the Brown Stadium like his home. In a league that prefers its quarterbacks to be corporate and vanilla, Baker stands out, and not everyone likes it. But this criticism ignores how Baker's personality has evolved. The chip on his shoulder remains, but the immaturity is gone. His teammates in Tampa Bay rave about his leadership. Head coach Todd Bowles, not exactly known for effusive praise, called Baker the heartbeat of our team last season. Offensive coordinator Liam Cohen said Baker is the most prepared quarterback I've ever worked with, and that includes Matthew Stafford. The 4th reason is the system quarterback label. Critics argue that Baker's success in Tampa Bay is primarily due to the talent around him. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Cade Otton are all excellent receivers. This conveniently ignores that Baker put up similar numbers in Cleveland with Jarvis Landry and a revolving door of secondary targets, including issues with Odell Beckham Jr. The system quarterback label is the laziest criticism in sports. every quarterback plays in a system. Every great quarterback has great players and systems around them. Patrick Mahomes plays in Andy Reid's system. Josh Allen plays in a system built around his unique talents. The great quarterbacks elevate their systems, and that's exactly what Baker has done in Tampa Bay. The fifth and final reason is recency bias, or more accurately, the lack of it. The NFL has a short memory, except when it comes to Baker Mayfield. His struggles in Cleveland and Carolina still define him in many people's eyes, despite his renaissance in Tampa Bay. This is perhaps the most frustrating aspect of the Baker discourse. Players like Geno Smith and Jared Goff have been given clean slates after changing teams. Their early career struggles are treated as ancient history. Baker, meanwhile, is still defined by his worst moments rather than his best. So what does all this mean for Baker and the Buccaneers heading into 2025? I believe we're about to witness Baker's definitive statement season, and here's why. First, continuity matters. For the first time in his NFL career, Baker is entering his second consecutive season as the undisputed starting quarterback. This is the first time in a long time, or even ever, that there are no questions or rumors of him being the starting quarterback. Confidence is a big thing for quarterbacks in the NFL. Any coaching staff that does not show any confidence and support to their quarterback usually leads to disaster. Second, the supporting cast remains elite. Mike Evans, despite turning 32 this August, shows no signs of slowing down. He's coming off a 1,004-yard, 11-touchdown season. Chris Godwin will be fully recovered from his 2021 ACL tear, remains one of the league's best slot receivers. Cade Otton has developed into a reliable tight end option, and the Bucs used their first-round pick on Ohio State wide receiver Emeka Egbuka, giving Baker another weapon to throw the ball to. Third, Tampa Bay is bringing back the entirety of its offensive line, with tackles Tristan Wirfs and Luke Goedeke, guards Ben Bredesen and Cody Mauch, and center Graham Barton, all anchoring the line once again. Tampa Bay Buccaneers' offensive line ranked second in pass blocking efficiency in 2024. They allowed pressure on only about 24.7% of Baker Mayfield's dropbacks, which is among the lowest pressure rates in the league. Left tackle Tristan Wirfs had the highest pass blocking grade of any offensive tackle in the NFL, with a 94.1 PFF grade during the 2024 season. Fourth, the defense remains formidable. All the key pieces return, including linebacker Levante David, safety Antoine Winfield Jr., and defensive tackle Vita Vea. The Bucs also added linebacker Hasten Reddick in the mix. Reddick will help with their pass rush, which was a glaring weakness in 2024. The rush defense was very strong, ranking fourth in the league by yards allowed per game. A strong run defense and improved pass rush means Baker won't have to win shootouts every week. Fifth, the schedule is favorable. The NFC South remains one of the league's weaker divisions. The Panthers are rebuilding around Bryce Young. The Falcons are transitioning from Kirk Cousins to second-year quarterback Michael Penix Jr. The Saints are caught in salary cap hell. Overall, Tampa Bay Buccaneers' 2025 schedule ranks tied for the 18th easiest in the NFL, based on opponents' combined .481 winning percentage from 2024, placing them in the middle tier of difficulty for the upcoming season. Put it all together, and you have the recipe for a career year. I'm projecting Baker to throw for 4,500 plus yards, 35 plus touchdowns, and fewer than 12 interceptions. I expect the Bucs to win 12 games and secure the NFC South title for the third straight year, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a Super Bowl run. But even if all that happens, will Baker finally get the respect he deserves? History suggests no. The narratives around certain players become so entrenched that they're nearly impossible to change. Baker will always be too short. He'll always be too brash. He'll always be the guy who couldn't make it work in Cleveland. And maybe that's exactly how Baker wants it. The chip on his shoulder has fueled him from day one. He was a walk-on at Texas Tech before transferring to Oklahoma and winning the Heisman. He was doubted coming out of college despite being the first overall pick. He was discarded by the Browns despite leading them to their first playoff win in decades. He was written off after Carolina despite having played through a serious injury the previous season. At every step, Baker has used the doubts as motivation. Why would he want that to change now? As he said after the NFC Championship game loss to Detroit, "I've been counted out so many times, I've lost track. But I'm still standing, I'm still fighting, and I'm not going anywhere." The league may still be sleeping on Baker Mayfield, but But that's their problem, not his. While the analytics guys nitpick his performance under pressure, Baker will be leading game-winning drives in the fourth quarter. While the draft experts reminisce about how they would have taken Josh Allen first, overall in hindsight, Baker will be hanging division title banners and winning playoff games. The ultimate validation for Baker won't come from ESPN rankings or Pro Bowl selections. It will come from what happens on the field. And based on his trajectory over the past 2 seasons, what happens on the field is going to force a lot of people to admit they were wrong about Baker Mayfield. So go ahead, keep sleeping on Baker. Keep underestimating him. Keep leaving him off your top 10 lists in your MVP watch. He's used to it. He thrives on it. And while you're sleeping, he'll be wide awake, working harder than anyone else, proving you wrong 1 touchdown at a time. The former walk-on, the former first overall pick, the former cast-off, the future Super Bowl champion? Don't bet against it. Baker Mayfield has made a career out of proving people wrong. The 2025 season will be his biggest statement yet. What do you think? Is Baker Mayfield a top 10 quarterback in the NFL? Will the Bucs make a Super Bowl run in 2025? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.